we are the ones been fighting for the right to vote. It's no place that seems safe. So they've been praying for the night to go.
Record. Good morning, people. How you doing? Welcome to the Global State of Mind. I'm your host, Garnett. Today is going to be fantastic. We got so much in store for you guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Don't forget, we got a giveaway for the best comment of the week on the show gets a free kids haircut at Black London's. So go ahead and get that comment in. JD, how you doing today? Auntie, how you doing today?
What's up, guys? What's up? So you're here with JD. And I'm good, by the way. I'm good. Very excited for today's interview. We have something very, very special today. We have someone that is very special also. She's a mother of four, a mentor, a pastor, a psychologist, an entrepreneur. I introduce you to none other than
the one.
I'm even stammering. My mom, Dr. Georgia Peterkin. How are you, Mom?
How you doing, Auntie?
Oh my God. This is so much. Oh, all that good stuff. I am doing well. My two princes, I am absolutely doing well. Thank you guys for having me on your show, Global State of Mind.
Thank you for
I am proud of you guys. Let me put it out there. I'm absolutely proud of your endeavors. I'm proud of your drive. I'm proud of the ambition and all that you guys are doing. I'm just proud. I'm just typing all on and things like that. Yeah. Okay, so my name is Georgia Peterkin. I'm a counselor, therapist. If you want to know what type of counseling I do, well, I do marriage counseling, addiction, drug addiction, alcohol abuse, suicide prevention. Well, I specialize in suicide prevention, depression, anxiety. So I basically cover it all. I'm also a pastor of Elohim House of Prayer, Evangelistic Ministry, and the mother of 3 biological children, JD being one of them, my first egg, my prince, and many others. I have 4 or 5 other adopted. So I guess that's about it. I love life. I love to laugh. I love the outdoors. I'm a philanthropist. Basically, I love to volunteer. I love people. I love human beings.
Yes, amen.
Yes, that's great.
Well, Auntie, like you said, you support us and you're part of us. So you've seen we have 5 episodes so far. We've spoken about 5 different topics, several different topics. One of the first topics we talked about was relationships, and your perspective on relationships is going to be something different from what we have because we're men, first of all. Secondly, you're educated and more experienced than us in the thing. So for us, when we talked about it, we said that the relationship has to be based in love. That was my view of it. JD's view was a little different when it came to love. And then we kind of went from love to figuring out unconditional love. And in the same process, we kind of learned something about ourselves and learned something about unconditional love and what it really means and if we really could achieve that as human beings, you know what I'm saying? So for you, what is it like? What do you base your relationships on? From personal to business, how do you ground them?
Okay, so let me look at it. Personal relationship, meaning the romantic relationship. There are 3 components that builds a relationship, and if those 3 are not present, then there's basically no relationship, and that's love, respect, and communication. Love, respect, and communication. I also wanted to point out, though, that you can love a person and lack respect for them. And the fact that there is no respect for that individual, then you cannot see yourself with that person, even though you love the person. Even though you love the person. but you have lost respect for that individual. Maybe you realize that this individual has no character, this individual has no moral, this individual is not spiritual, this individual is not honorable. Okay. And because these are probably qualities that you yourself has, or you're expecting, you're looking for in your partner, and then you have not found it. Maybe in the beginning it was evident. Maybe the person, you seem to be someone that is respectful, is honest, and or she's honest, she's respectful, and then after a while, the person, he or she starts doing things or saying things out of character, not what you were expecting to come from that individual, and then you find yourself in love with the person that you have no respect, or you start losing respect for that person.
That's what JD was saying, Auntie. JD was saying you can still love somebody but love them from a distance. And I was telling him that, I wasn't disagreeing with what he was saying. At first, I kind of felt like I was disagreeing with him, but then what I was saying was two different things we were speaking about. See, love and then unconditional love. Them have two different explanations for them. Love, and then when you put the unconditional upon it, it changes the degree of love, as them say, right?
Yeah. Okay, let us look at unconditional love. When you're in a relationship, a marriage, let me say a marriage, parents, we love our children unconditionally, but at the same time, we will not support the bad that our children do or does, right?
Yeah.
We
but
still
isn't
love
that part of the unconditional? Isn't it? Don't you do that because you love them unconditionally, so you don't support the foolishness? That's why you do it.
Exactly. And no, you see, you love them unconditionally, meaning even though they're doing the bullshit, as you say, you know, you still love them, but you love them enough to correct them. You love them enough to discipline them. You love them enough to set boundaries, healthy boundaries.
Yeah.
You love them enough
protection.
Now, in a relationship, yes, of course, a romantic relationship or an eros relationship, there is still there should be unconditional love. But as it gets to the point where you see that this person, for example, you find out that this person is a serial killer. Can you stop?
Time to go.
Yeah, definitely. That loves.
You find out that this person is a pedophile. You find out that this person is a rapist.
Yeah.
You find out that this person, she's kleptomania.
Yeah.
You know, she can't help but stealing, even though she don't want the thing. Well, you know what? Maybe that is not a good that part with the kleptomania, because that is something that you can work on the person with unconditionally. But like the others, a rapist, a murderer, pedophile, you know, a serial stuff like these. You can love the person, but at that point, you have to choose to love the person from a distance.
Yeah.
You know, from a distance. Especially if that individual has no interest in getting better, in seeking help. Yeah.
But see, that was the thing I was trying to tell JD. I feel like unconditional love as a human being is impossible. I feel like we all have conditions on our love for someone or somebody or something. I feel like we all put a condition there. We all set boundaries, and I feel like if you love somebody unconditionally, there shouldn't be no boundaries. You're going to do for them no matter what.
I'm going to tell you something. We speak about unconditional love, but in all honesty, I think the only person or being or entity that can give us unconditional love is God.
Me too. That's how I feel. Really.
Is God. Why do I say that? Because if you unconditional love, okay, if you're in a relationship, a marriage, or a girlfriend and boyfriend situation, and you constantly giving to this individual, and you totally love this person with all your heart, and you're constantly giving to this individual, and the only thing this individual is doing is taking from you
you're gonna eventually.
And on top of taking from you, he or she's disrespecting you, abusing you physically, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, abusing you and degrading you. You become depleted.
Yeah.
Eventually, two things gonna happen. You're gonna stay and die, or you're just gonna decide, you know what, I've had enough, and you're gonna go, even though you love the person. Yeah. Even though you love the person.
So does love travel?
If there's nothing, equally, what I said, that we talk about being selfless, unselfish, but every human being is selfish. Every single one.
Every single one. Fight or flight. Fight or flight. Look at the tactics them give you. Every single human being, you either go fight or you're going to flight. You got to think about yourself in the two situations.
All selfish. Some of us selfish in a good way and some selfish in a bad way. Now, what's a good way? For example,
what's a good way?
A good selfish. All right. Let's say I have a bowel of compassion. You know, I have a bowel of compassion for people. I have a soft spot for people, and I can't see people suffer. Now, in order for me not to feel guilty, selfish, I don't want to feel guilty, so I'm going to help you. Because if I don't help you, I will feel guilty.
So you're doing it for yourself. You're doing it for yourself, even though you're doing it for them, but you're still doing it for yourself, so you don't feel selfish. Good selfish. So
you see, it's a selfish reason to satisfy myself, to not feel guilty, to make sure that I'm not, to make sure that I don't have a conscience that is bothering me. I want to make sure that my conscience is clear.
Yeah.
So I help. So I do what is in my heart to do, what my compassion leads me to do.
Yeah, and I just want to add that it's very, very funny that you should use that example, because it's very true that most time when we look at the word selfish, we think of doing for self, you know what I mean? Rather of, you know, actually doing for others, while, you know, being from selfish. That, you know, exactly, from that earning gratification or earning, as you said, maybe it ease our hearts or ease our, you know, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it's very true. A lot of times we don't look at it that way.
I've never looked at it like that.
So
we're gonna start right there. We're gonna start right there.
I want to be able to lay down in my bed at night and not be tormented because I could have done this thing for that person and didn't do it. Yeah. So I'm going to make sure that, you know, it's a selfish reason.
It is, but it's a selfish reason for a good thing.
It's good, exactly.
Yeah, I never thought about it like that. Never, ever, Auntie.
It's our consciousness.
Now, as opposed to being self-absorbed. So everything is just for you. You're self-absorbed. So you take and you don't give. Everything is just about you. And that's mainly from a narcissistic perspective. When you're self-absorbed, that's a bad selfish.
Now is that in studies, or is that just life experience, Auntie?
Both.
It's both. Now, see, for me, I've never thought about it as I always, because you know, in Jamaica, when you're there, Jamaica, and Christian people, then them do things, them not do it for themselves, them do it for others. You know, that was that's the mentality I kind of grew up with. You see what I'm saying? So when you say selfish, immediately in my mind, I react, oh, you do it for yourself. You're not do it for nobody. But I never thought selfish could be a good thing the way you describe it. But it is exactly that. Even though you are doing it for others, you're technically at the gate, at the very beginning, before you step out there, do it for yourself. So it's a good selfish. So you know,
it's selfish on the earth.
Yeah, you know what's crazy about that, Auntie? I try to live my life, and I'm not like that to know where me believe say, yo, if you do good, you got balance out the scales. You see me I say? So sometimes I kind of live the mentality when we say, yo, may I do it for them, but me not try to be selfish. I'm not take no gratitude from it. And the loss of that gratitude actually takes away from the whole entire experience. You see me I say? Because me feel say, yo, me not feel nothing from it. Me not get no joy from it. Me just do it. Come I not do it for me. Or him forget the joy, or she forget the joy. You see me I say? When at the same time,
you see, you get the joy.
Yeah, I'm supposed to, but me deny it.
You get the joy. Unawareingly, you get the joy. You do feel satisfied.
Yeah.
You do feel satisfied when you know that you were in the position to help somebody, to give a kind word to somebody, to give somebody a lift, to give somebody a pair of shoe, or, you know, to help somebody figure something out, to fill out an application. You know, you unawareingly, you feel satisfied.
True.
I want to ask a small question, getting back to, you know, unconditional love. When we are speaking about unconditional love in the manner of, for example, parenting, right? So if you're a good parent, you genuinely love your child, you understand, throwing the good and the bad. Even if you disagree with whatever bad they do, the love is there and it's unconditional. It's unconditional for most parents, right? Well, that's the question actually. Do you think it's unconditional for most parents, seeing the fact that it's your child?
For the majority of parents, yes, it's unconditional.
Yeah. But because at the same time, what about the parents that that's a heavy question in a JD, because
I know, you know, I asked people.
Tupac have a song where say Tupac come out with a song where say Brenda have a baby.
I know that song.
But why so? Boy.
Why I ask that question really is because
give us a view on that now.
Hold on, but why I ask the question is that I see, you know, we see it every day, time on time. We see parents break literally, you know, their what do you call that? Their boundaries and their you know, rules of parenting, or what they normally abide by when it comes to their parenting structure, to accept, you know, behaviors from children that, you know, normally they wouldn't accept, you know what I mean? And it's true, you know, and in various
don't be throwing any shade on here. Do not be throwing any shade on here.
You know what? I'm definitely not. But to me, when you go, okay, let me be honest. When you go from, let's say we have a parent that is coming from a Christian background, right? You know, there's certain things because of your religious view where, you know, it's just unacceptable. You can't accept it. When it comes to homosexuality, when it comes to certain things that unfortunately your child may engage into, but we find those same parents, you understand, even though that they have a child that is engaging in activities that is completely absurd and in regard compared to what they grew up learning, or what their parents taught them. And even though the parent might disapprove of what they're doing, they're still there for them. The love is still there. And I see that as unconditional love, because you're showing the same love for that child despite, you know, whatever they're doing. Even though you may not encourage it, we still observe parents, you know, showing genuine love and support, maybe not for what they're doing, but in anything else that child may be doing in their life.
Okay, so, you know, let me explain. And you might, like you said, let me use the same example that you brought forward. Your child, your daughter decide, well, she's going into lesbianism, or your son decide that he's going to homosexuality. It's not something that you, as a parent, you support. Okay, but it doesn't mean that you're going to, well, some parents will write their children off. Especially in like the African culture, and I think the Arabic culture, you have some parents, even in the Western world, you have some parents that will literally write their children off. My personal point of view where that is concerned is that I would not write my child off. I will never support it, never support it. That means what? I will not allow you to bring your spouse, your partner in my house. You're always welcome as my child, but I will not allow you to come with my daughter to come with her girlfriend or boyfriend, whoever is the male or the female, or my son to come with his girlfriend or boyfriend in my house. That is accepting it. That is endorsing it. To the marriage. I would never go to your marriage. That is endorsing it. But you as my child, I love you. You can always come. You will always, my arms are always open. You're my child.
And
now for
that's
me,
where,
see, Auntie,
that's where I think that's a key example for me to prove that we as human beings are really literally capable of unconditional love, even though this is something that maybe
in moments,
and probably to particular people, you know what I mean, but we are capable of it.
That's like, it's probably incomparable to anything else. A parent and a child, it's incomparable.
You're right.
If you want,
it's a one-time relationship.
It's a relationship that you know, is almost unbreakable.
Yeah.
As opposed to a marriage. People can decide,
go.
okay, I can't support this. I'm letting you go.
Yeah.
You know,
but how do you let go of something you created?
You're not the person that I thought you were. So even though I love you, I have to leave you. I will leave you, but a parent will never leave her child or his child.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that we're going to support. You know, my Jovain can tell you, but I always tell my son, listen, my children in fact, I said, listen, you know your mommy, okay? And the day, if any of you ever go outside of what I taught you and you turn a thief, for example, and I did use a thief, and if I am afraid of you, I will wait until you're asleep. I call the police to come and take you out of my house. And I meant it.
I'm gonna be on the phone with Garnet like, cuz you need to get me a lawyer.
Listen, you better behave yourself. Because Auntie, I gonna tell them to come get right here on the couch. Come get it.
Yeah. Sammy, but that is to let him know that I love you enough to make sure to let you know you're on the wrong path. I'm not supporting you on the wrong path. Will I get
right? Yeah, man, I agree with you, Auntie. Me couldn't do it personally, but me agree the tactic are the best. I might have used it for my picking them. Listen, boy, go on and do something wrong and come here and do. They might come get you same night. Yeah. And don't forget to know, at the end of this, people, please, Paul is on the end of the track. Go up to Paul's SoundCloud. Go up to Paul. It's P Smith on all platforms. All his platforms is P Smith. Go up there, support him, because his music is right, just like what we're trying to do. And don't forget, we're trying to create a community now. We're trying to do something here where right-minded thinking people can come together and forge something that the next generation don't just fall upon them face. You see what I'm saying? So as you comment, think about that. As you watch the show, think about that and let this help you through your daily life and your struggles to do a little better or come a little bit closer to making the right choices, as Auntie say. You see what I'm saying? So big up, global state of mind.
Everything is a choice. Peace.
It's got to be, I'm proud of me. That's why I'm steady moving on. Despite the hatred, I get better every song, man. It's got to be, I'm proud of me. If you don't like it, move along. Get the shaking if the bacon ain't involved, man. It's got to be, I'm proud of me. That's why I'm steady moving.